Hello everybody, Beneficial Z here, and welcome to Minecraft.
Yeah, but a different server this time. Also, Zamba, come over to my house so everyone can see how much better making epic houses I am.
I can't get to your house.
Why not?
Because I'm not in that land, my ass.
Dude, go to the...
Oh wait, that's your butt.
Go to the village. It's not a landmass, it's a regular mass.
No, your butt's considered a landmass because it's so big.
No. That is untrue on account of it's not made of any kind of minerals.
You don't get the joke, so shut up.
No, I do. I'm just.
You're just giving me a hard time?
Yeah, I'm just being difficult about it for the meme. Oh, that's a skeleton, and I don't have a
shield
on account
so,
of I ran out of iron making fucking
dude, that spooky noise was really, like, because you're so fucking loud.
Huh?
I couldn't hear the spooky noise because of you.
Good.
That could have been something else. And I wouldn't have known. So I'm going to turn you down.
Why?
Because you deserve it. Oh yeah, you're at 200% volume. That would do it.
Yep. I don't know why you'd do that.
Actually, no. It's about exactly the same.
Okay.
You know how Discord is.
Dude, yeah. Being Discord.
Discord's a heckin' Minecraft.
Dude, I remember. There was like it was like, hey, you should do this survey real quick, and
For what?
I was like, okay, fine. And I was like, what do you think of the Discord brand? And I'm like, I like it because I am cool epic kid. I eat the Fortnites. Yes, I'm epic gamer. I eat the Fortnites for breakfast because I live in the Discord because I'm epic gamer. I am average American man. I work 15 hours in hamburger mine to afford one rock and roll disc.
The arrow shooter's working.
Wow.
Oh, that zombie just dropped a potato. Okay.
Cool. Dude, I should check. I'm gonna check that out actually. I'm gonna see what setup you have for that.
It's actually pretty neat, you know.
Well, I just wonder like if you have like a clock or.
Well, no, it's pressure plates, but it's like a long row of pressure plates, you know.
Okay.
But like I used a little bit of redstone, but the first pressure plate didn't need it, so I just went around that because you know how you gotta go around to go do the first thing. You know what I mean? Because of the way the paths work on redstone, it's kind of stupid, I know, but. Ooh, 60 minutes.
What?
Dude, it almost killed a zombie, but I killed a zombie and it dropped a fucking potato.
Yeah, that's how you get potatoes normally, unless it's a village.
It is in a village. Oh wait, probably.
I'm just saying if you don't have any villages around.
Hello,
Enderman.
Enderman.
Way of getting potatoes. Huh? What?
There's an Enderman.
Oh, okay.
Be careful when you come near my house. You might shoot yourself.
Dude,
Ow! I shot myself.
That's what you did, because I'm smart. I see a pressure plate on the ground, and I'm like, hey, I probably shouldn't step there on account of there's also dispensers.
Hey, my shield isn't working.
Actually, let me see what I have my lighting on.
I better go find these arrows. Oh, I can pick the arrows back up. Yay!
Dude, I want maximum smooth lighting. I like smooth lighting on.
I don't really.
I do.
Because when it's not on, I can tell what's going on. Dude, I think this... that Enderman is creeping me the fuck out.
Yeah, it's almost like that's the whole point.
Oh yeah? Try shooting at me.
He's standing there, menacingly.
But I'm not looking in his eyes.
Yeah, okay. If you want to fight him, continue look at it directly at his face because he can't move then. I found out.
Oh, he's like Slenderman.
I found out that.
That's the joke.
Oh, okay. I didn't actually know that.
You don't know about Slendermans?
No, I didn't know about or I didn't know. I don't know a lot about Slenderman.
Slenderman, you move, he can move. But if you don't move, he no move.
Oh, okay.
Well, these are some nice farms. I might steal from them. What was I gonna do? I forgot what I was gonna do.
Hey, that's a nice farm you got there. Can I have it?
What was I gonna do?
The Mario?
Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh no. I looked at him.
Okay, good for you.
Hey, what's up?
Shit, I got one. I'm one redstone dust short of making a full block.
Dude, you want to go to sleep?
Now I'm in a mine shaft.
What is this? Heckin' Minecraft?
Ah, shit. Now I gotta get all the fucking discs again. Bones Malone, you back. You unfired and you rehired. You bitch.
No, we don't have to do that in this playthrough.
Well, I will. Cause fuck you. I want my discs.
I died, then I got all my stuff back immediately because I died outside my house.
Nice.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Okay. Dude, right now, actually, my entire base, I made it by carving out all the granite and diorite from the mountain, and it just made a really epic looking cave by doing that.
Is there monsters in the cave?
No, because I lit it up well.
Dude, I made my basement look actually good.
Wow.
As the 0 viewers can see. Wait, do we have 0 viewers? Because we've actually had a good viewing system. Oh, hello.
You should invite some people on.
Hello, Chloe. Welcome to the stream.
Hey, you want to join the stream? You want to join the server?
You want to join the server? I am going to DM you because I have you on Discord now.
Hey, you want to play Minecraft?
Want to play?
You want to play Minecraft?
Let's play. Becomes.
That's what this is. It's a let's play.
Shut up.
Got him. That's physically impossible for me to do. I'm very loud.
You say that, but I've seen you be quiet before. It's always when you're depressed.
Dude,
why'd you have to bring that up?
Yeah, or when mom's like, hey, be quiet, dude. And I'm just like, I'll be quiet. She's like, not that
Hey,
quiet. And I'm
who's
like,
shooting at me? Oh, that skeleton's fighting that spider. I didn't know they fought spiders. Did they both die? Oh no, the skeleton won.
Yeah, if a skeleton shoots a mob, the mob gets angry and fucking kills it.
Hey, shoot that creeper for me, why don't you?
Dude. But you didn't like this, because I thought they were useless.
Yeah, that's right, explode. You missed anyway. Hey, an arrow. I mean, not an arrow. You know what I mean. Go away, spider, it's daytime.
Actually, I don't know what you mean, because...
By arrow, I mean bow.
That's not how that works at all.
It's a water cow. I just heard that Enderman teleport. I heard it with my ear holes.
Where are the ores? Where are they at? Give me the ores. Ores?
Hey, this is a stream.
It rhymes.
I asked if she wants to play. She's at her mom's. She's at her mom's, so she can't. Chemo.
Are you ready to Mario?
Hey, you want to switch servers?
Huh? Why?
So that we can play on your server, like we've been doing, and Chemo will join.
I'm having fun on this server.
You are?
Yeah.
Whoa.
No,
I like how the dispenser looks like a mouth, but if I switch to this resource pack,
looks like an ass.
it probably is a mouth on this resource pack.
No, all of them are supposed to look like faces.
Yeah. Well, no. Oh my gosh! Alright, we're keeping this. Here, I'll show you what the front of the dispenser looks like, okay?
Okay.
I'll screen share it, or screenshot it and send it to you.
Why does it only get super fucking warm at night? Like, that's the opposite of how that's
Dude,
supposed to
here's what it looks like. Oh!
Oh! It's amazing.
Wait, I'm gonna switch to Shakespearean English.
Oh yeah, I forgot you can have the language. I should make one.
Okay, well, no, let's select it. At thy choice, then. apparel, tailoring, music and sounds, actions, dialogue choices. Choose thy accessibility. Alright. Writ dialogue. Let's go to English.
Ocular field usual.
Dude, I'm in
Conclude intermission. Exit theater. This is fucking.
Pirate Speak. It's Pirate Speak. I'm doing Pirate Speak.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. There's also Australian.
Craftin. It's
What's that?
Craftin. Well, it's Pirate Speak. Oven.
Oh.
Craftin.
Dude, I can't tell where.
Coffer is the chest.
I can't. Dude, I can't tell where the.
Dude,
Okay.
Cutlass of Diamond.
Dude, I couldn't find.
Hatchet of Steel.
Shut up, dude. I couldn't find where the dialogue options were because of the dialogue.
Was it lead or something? Ow, I got shot by...
Where is Pirate Speak?
Dude, it's like Pirate Speak the Seven Seas. Oh, the arrow's called a bolt. I got struck by a bolt, matey. I'm out of the cannon because it calls it a cannon instead of a dispenser.
Nice.
Which is more like what it is anyway, so... Dude, can you shoot other stuff out of it? Like iron ingots? Alright.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna shoot bones out of it. Oh! Cool. Cool. I better get off of the pressure plate before it shoots me.
Oh, let your mateys out.
What?
Report foul seas.
Oh, wait.
Hear your quibbles. Scribble.
Scribble. What's scribble?
Return to the fight.
Yeah, dude, I love this.
It's me, I'm pirates.
I'm never switching off of
Dude,
this.
I should make a FLOPHAWK pack where nothing makes sense.
Yeah, like you call Floppos Chopos an axe.
No, a Chapo, yeah, it's a Chapo.
And like if it's a diamond axe, it's Floppos Chopo.
No,
Yeah, this village was literally sawed in half.
Or wait, what would be a Slamboni technique?
I don't know, some sort of enchantment.
Oh yeah.
What do they call the pickaxe?
Instead of sharpness, it's Slamboni.
Stick. A stick is a piece of timber.
You get Slamboni on your. Okay, diamond pickaxe.
And cop.
Hatchet rock.
Yeah.
Oh, steel.
Yeah, I just saw that. What do they call this rotten flesh in this one?
Gold.
Putrid rations is rotten flesh.
Last word. Redstone powder. Chunk of redstone.
Eggs are cackle fruit.
Dude, and eggs will be smegs.
Dude.
Also, I brought no food down here on account of I have no food.
Dude, I put a chicken in my cave and immediately it tried to go upstairs.
And Lapis will just be Lapis.
Come with me, chicken. We're going on an adventure. This is my new chicken. I'll call him Ralph.
Don't name things, then they'll die. That's how streams work.
Come on, Ralph. I'm gonna make a little home for you. Okay, Ralph? Come on back here. You can do it. Ralph! Ralph! Oh wait, I'm too close to him. Dude.
Oh, and like a zombies will be called zombos, so it's like a zombo spawn egg. Or a zombo smeg. Ye can only take a conk when darkness is fallen and during the gods' madness.
Dude, I love this. Alright, Ralph, you stay in there where it's safe.
Oven, okay. Coffer.
Yeah, that's a chest.
Crafting. Just
Yeah.
crafting. Loot bag.
White cloth and Boliano steel, because iron is steel, you know. Planks of spruce. Feather.
Oh, and a gold nugget is doubloon of gold.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, and the light pressure plate is booby trap o light heft.
Dude, that's awesome.
Oh, bone meal's mashed bones.
Bones are awesome.
Roast booby trap.
I'm
Oh,
gonna,
good.
I'm gonna go get me a dog.
Wait, dude, the polished andesite is good-looking brown pebbles.
Wait, what?
Good-looking gray pebbles, good-looking white pebbles.
Dude, that's awesome. That's the best thing. What do they call torches? Torch. Oh,
Torch. Whatever.
wow, that's boring.
Dusty bunk. Right-click for more.
Piece of timber. Greaves of steel are my pants. Peg leg o diamond.
Dude, mushroom stew is shroom goulash.
Shroom goulash.
Shroom goulash.
Do you know what goulash is?
It's like soup, apparently.
Yeah.
Guess, I don't know. Yeah, I assumed on account of its soup.
Dude, I'm gonna go get myself a dog.
You can tell it's an aspen tree because of the way that it is.
Here, doggy doggy.
Dude, where's dog? I want dog.
I get dog first.
Dude, if you put a water, if you wash your dog, it's a soggy doggy.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean in real life?
I mean, on Minecraft too. Dude, that's what I was doing. Like I watched it. We give like Sam a bath, and he looks so ridiculous because he's very floofy.
Hey there, doggy. You killed a sheep.
Doggy. Ooh, free coal. Free
Oh,
mountain coal.
kill that sheep. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay. Hey, he's my dog now. It took him a lot of killing.
Best crewmates forever.
Oh, is that what it says?
Beneficial Z accomplished something. Wait, what are these? Oh, instead,
Come on
dude,
with
these
me.
are so good. Oh, dude, the freaking the when you first trade with a villager, it's totally not worth it. Sell your precious gold to one of them scurvy landlubbers.
Oh, man. Creeper. Whoa, that dog teleported.
Oh, dude, the when you sleep, it's tell Davy Jones where to free you.
What's so funny? Wait, I'm streaming.
Oh, dude, killing every monster has got to slaughter them all.
Wait, that's a thing? Are you looking at the possible achievements?
Yeah. Enslave, dude. The achievement you got, the description is enslave a wild.
Enslave a wild what?
Yeah. Oh, dude, the cat, getting all the cat is a cattin's log. God damn it.
Don't go over here, doggo. I'm teaching you the ways. What the fuck did you just do? Dogs should not be able to teleport. Don't go up there!
Oh, dude, remember the diamond hoe one? It's spend your entire life destroying a charmy fireman stick, then reevaluate the existence, and then it's called How Not to Be a Pirate.
Come on inside, dog. Yay, you're in. God damn it, come back in here!
I hear a zombie in my base, and it's not you, so that's concerning. Feck off, you slimy bastard. I think he's on the surface. I'm fine.
This dog is so stupid.
Dude, you should name him Zombo.
No. I'm feeding my dog. Are you gonna go to bed? Wait, let me see this Sweet Dreams achievement. Wait. Get on deck. Dude. When you get out of bed, it's get on deck.
Yeah, dude, I should make a FLOPHAWK sound. It's just me making all the sounds. So I'm like, so instead of zombie, it's like brew.
Sweet Dreams is Golden Dreams.
And when you get a hit, it's like it's like me just going like fuck.
Slaughter an enemy creature is Scurvy Dog Slaughter. That's Monster Hunter.
Yeah. Are you gonna sleep or?
Yeah, I'm sleeping.
Okay, I'm also sleeping.
Boing. Dude, my dog dodged an arrow.
Epic
no,
dog.
An arrow that he set off anyway. Doylefin!
A Doylefin? I like Doylefin. They doy.
There he is. Oh yeah, I got super speed underwater now.
Dude, I need to get Stal, at least. Stal and Ward.
I'm coming with you, Dolphin. Hey, he's so cute. I wish you could tame a dolphin. Basically, they're already tamed anyway.
Yeah, they're very friendly.
They are.
Just completely unrealistic on account of their fucking terrible.
Dolphins are very friendly in real life.
Yeah, but then they also, like kill shit.
Dude, that's how things eat.
No, I mean like they kill shit even when they don't need to. They kill it for sport.
That's not true. That's from a TV. That's from a movie or a TV show or something.
Dude, no, that's an actual dolphin.
I'm gonna go check on Ralph and see if he despawned or not.
Dolphins are cruel motherfuckers. It's because their intelligence. Chunk of fuel, chunk of redstone, chunk of bullshit. I don't know.
That was chunk of block. Are you seriously making blocks of coal?
I'm used it so I could I used it to combine my to save inventory space when in the mine.
I hear Ralph. There you are, Ralph. How you doing? Ralph loves me, or at least he loves my wheat seeds.
Oh, spruce
Seeds the hops.
Dude, sapling is a meager shrub.
Dude, I just fed my duck seeds of hops.
Dude, don't feed your duck. You gotta feed your duck bread.
I meant chicken. Sorry.
Actually, don't you need to? Actually, I'm pretty sure it's that you're supposed to not feed ducks bread because stomachs can't handle it or some shit like that.
No, it's because they'll always come back. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's not the thing.
Yeah. No. Because like if you have like a pond, your mom's like, now, honey, don't feed the ducks. They'll come back. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm pretty sure that's just a myth because freaking.
That is not a myth. Trust me. We have a pond at my parents' house. Ooh, we got some wheat. New drafts you learned.
What?
New drafts you learned. It's the new recipes unlocked.
Oh yeah, dude, I need to make. I should do this.
Seeds like sand on the beach.
What's that one?
The harvest. You laid seeds or whatever.
Okay. Took you long enough.
That's because I don't see the reason to do seeds when I'm always underground mining.
I made a farm because I'm fucking hungry, dude. I'm very hungry.
Yeah, so you made a farm, which gets you what? Wheat?
No, it also have baked potatoes and carrots.
Okay, that makes more sense. Also, where the fuck are you?
Huh?
Potatoes.
Well, I need to finish wait for my yeah.
Dude, I bet they call them spuds. I bet they call them spuds. Tater. They call them taters.
Baked tater. Oh, hops is wheat. I don't know what that is.
Check your draft collection.
Okay, where the fuck is my
Orange
yeah,
veggie. Orange veggie. I love it how they call carrots orange veggies.
Planks so spruce. Oh, vessel of spruce timber.
What is that, a boat?
Yeah.
You think they just called that boat because it's pirates?
No, it's a vessel of spruce timber.
Where did that go? Dude, this game is awesome. Minecraft is a heckin' delight.
Dude, and I should replace the critical hit noise with Gotti.
There's no critical hit noise.
Yeah, there is.
I have never heard it.
It goes like a no. It's pretty. It's more subtle, but it's like but it's like a more thwacky sounding thwack.
Oh, I have seeds in my chest. Okay, I'm going to bring my seeds down to Ralph.
Dude, this is gonna be especially the language pack. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that.
Dude, Ralph can make babies with only him, which is kind of weird considering he's a guy. I block him up with cobblestone. A reverse trap?
Or yeah.
Dude, I know this
regular
shit.
trap, whatever. The trap is just a trap. It's both. You can reply to both.
It can apply to both?
Or yeah, you don't need to make it a separate thing. Or what I say.
I think you meant the same thing that you said. Grow up, chicken.
Well, I don't know what I said.
Dude, I just fed Ralph so much wheat seed.
Right now I'm opening up the channel.
If Ralph dies, I'm gonna kill myself.
You're already gonna do that anyway.
Yeah, true, but shut up. Can I be invited back to the Minecraft server?
Yar, left shift to get up.
I wonder what it says when you're supposed to punch a tree at the start.
Dude, I don't know.
I hear it.
Like, dude, if I in my pack, it's gonna say dumb fuck. Zombo.
Dude, if you've got this pack, that means you already know how to use Minecraft. Just punch the fucking tree.
Or I'll say hit the tree, you nerd. Hit the tree, you nerd. It's Minecraft. That's it.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm looking for demons, and by that I mean diamonds.
Hey Zombo, where you at?
My
I'm
Discord.
at your village. Oh hey, I found your thing.
Oh. Dude, Sorrel's giving up her Minecraft name is your local lesbro.
Yeah, cool. Also, I'm stealing this arrow that I tested. Cause I threw a diorite onto there.
It's cool, isn't it?
I'm smart. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Probably should get like a row of them, but yeah.
Yeah, but no, I'm not gonna because I know I'm stupid and I walk right on them.
Yeah. Also, I could just jump over that one. Maybe place them.
Yeah, but can a zombie jump?
Oh yeah, I remember what I was saying. No, not over things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Also, it's kind of funny because the terrain generation didn't change at all, but the village generation did. So it's just like nothing has changed except this village is sawed in half. I sawed this village in half.
It's because I switched versions when I was putting the server up.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying it's funny because the terrain generation didn't change, but the village did. So that way, that resulting in the fact, because normally it's more obvious that that it changed because you can see like the entire fucking cliffside is like.
Dude, also half the village that I like is missing.
You good thing I kept mine in the same version. Also, is that wheat? I'm very hungry.
What?
Also, where's all the villagers? Are they dead? Did you kill them?
I didn't kill them.
Maybe they didn't go to bed and they got killed by the zombies.
They probably got killed by the zombies since there were no beds in the village when I got there.
That's literally the exact thing that I said. Dude, what?
But the village you found was fine, right?
Huh?
The village.
I didn't find one.
Oh, there was another village.
Also, I'm stealing these potatoes.
Oh, you mean the ones I already got to?
Fresh beef. Potato. Dude, I like that sapling is our meager shrub.
Oh, wait. What's happening?
Hey, Zomba, where are you at?
I'm here.
Okay, where are you at?
On Minecraft? Dude, look at the Discord. Is it glitching out for you?
No?
Hey, you grew up! Here, have some wheat seeds.
Hey, Zombo.
What?
Are you gonna come home or because it's night?
Hang on, I'm dealing with Ralph right now.
Okay, I'm gonna go back home because this isn't even that far actually.
Ralph is about to lay eggs.
Oh.
Alright, I'm leaving him in his egg laying room.
Oh, I'm gonna press shift to get out of here.
Wait, come back.
For boats.
I'm coming upstairs.
Okay. Dude, it isn't that far at all. It's really close actually. You could probably build like a
bridge?
Nah, not a bridge. I'm thinking more like we build like buoys.
Or rails.
No, we could build buoys so you know where to go in the
Well,
water.
dude, in the original version of this, I had rails, remember? Watch out!
Hey, yeah, I know. I don't have auto jump on him. Fine. I can walk around without, being in fear of.
Hey, this is dog.
Dog have potato.
Dogs don't eat potatoes. But thank you.
Fuck you. Give me my potato back.
Alright.
Okay.
I have 28 potatoes, I'm fine.
Come here.
I'm making a chest.
Okay, I'll come.
Server locked the game.
I'll come back in the morning.
Close the door behind you. What, were you born in a barn?
Dude, I was born in a very small village, so kinda, sorta, same vibe.
Ew, you do vibe.
Huh?
Views. You don't get the reference.
No,
All right.
I do not.
Raymond,
And also, I was asking what you said in the first place.
It's an e-cig. Alright, well, I think I'm going to end the stream here, so...
Why? Dude, you gotta check out my house first.
Okay, well, go to sleep.
What little of it there is, because it's just basically a hollowed out cave, but there's the beginnings of something there.
Dude, I need to make my, my sea bucket.
Okay,
a boat.
Do you see the direction I went?
Yeah, hang on, let me get some wood from this building again.
Okay.
Yeah, I the building next to my house, I stripped it of its wood.
Yeah, kinda.
Spud. Alright, I have boat. Time to steal villager. Dude, I'll show you where the villagers are, because Memphis found them.
Oh yeah, and potatoes are pate-taters, because I call them pate-taters.
Alright, where are you? I'm boating.
You see that mountain biome? You want to go to slightly to the left.
Oh, I see the mountain biome, yeah.
Okay, yeah, keep going on the left side, and there's gonna be like an opening.
Oh, okay.
A little canal.
I like your choice.
It opens up into a little bay that I made.
With the lava?
Yeah, past the lava, and there's
right next to the lava.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or slightly past the lava.
Here I come. Don't forget, I have the. Actually, it doesn't matter which boat, honestly, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't get stuck in the boat this time. Ooh, nice. Let's see what you got here, buddy.
Right now, I'm just hollowing it out, but there's. I'm kind of going for a more less orderly.
Hey, this
feel.
looks like Kira's house.
Yeah, but it's better.
Oh, hello.
You can see I got
I can't.
I'm gonna terraform it a bit more.
Why don't you pick up these rocks so I can come over there without picking up those rocks?
Because I have no space to put away my rocks.
Okay, cool place.
Yeah, what do you think?
I just said what I think.
Okay. Also, it's like definitely not finished. But
Hey,
the potential is there.
Do you want to find? Do you want me to help you find that village that Memphis found?
Huh?
My friend was on here with me earlier before you came on. Oh, bye. What the heck?
Excuse me, what the fuck?
Okay, Discord's glitching out. I'm gonna quit Discord and get back on, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, Discord. Oh, hello. It's still glitchy.
Okay. Like, how so?
It says I'm the only one in the call, and it says
Okay,
you're
well-
on. And it says you're in the call on the group chat I made earlier.
Huh?
It says
It's kind of like tabbed over to that one, so. So
Well,
that's
then-
probably what the issue is.
tabbed over.
I tabbed over from being in your zone to being in that zone.
Dude, I'm going to the village that I have not met yet.
Okay.
Oh, there's a lot of kelp. Why is kelp floating on the top of the water? What was that?
Dude, I got so much iron, I can finally make armor.
I got some sea lettuce. That's what they call it.
Dude, this is amazing. I need to make my own language pack, because I didn't think about that. I thought just resource pack is like the only option, but there's so many possibilities.
I got scared. I'm going back.
Okay.
Get your clothes. Did you get leather clothes or something?
Now I got iron. Fuck you.
What's the leather accomplishment?
The same. Doesn't.
Oh,
doesn't
suit
change.
up? Is that suit up?
Yeah. It doesn't really change depending on what.
I got scared about how big the ocean is, and I turned around and came back. I also found a hollowed out boat that had a chest in it, and I took from that chest. It was on land.
Oh, that's. I was gonna check out that boat. Fuck you.
I got that way before you came on.
Oh, whatever.
I'm coming back to the village. Oh, I see
Also,
that.
tell me if you get any eggs, because I wanna start a chicken enslavement camp.
All right. Well, I have Ralph, and he's probably making eggs downstairs.
That's fucking weird. Why would your dog make eggs?
Ralph is not my dog. Ralph is my chicken.
I thought he was your dog. What the
No,
fuck?
my dog's name is Dog.
Dude. You should name him Dogfield.
Dude, it's gonna kick me off again if you don't leave the call and join back on me. Hey, it didn't say you left, it just said you came on.
Okay, probably because it was glitching out. Who would have thought? Dude, I do when you fucking break a carrot and it only gives you one carrot, and you're like,
Because it looks like it's full.
there's so many potatoes. This is amazing. I'm gonna make like.
Ralph, did you make any eggs? Wow, if you're big and fat.
I'm gonna make like 50 fucking baked potatoes. This is gonna be amazing.
Lay eggs, Ralph. Do they have to have more than one chicken to lay eggs?
No, they just do it randomly. You must not just have a bad luck. Because the only reason it happens that we find eggs so common.
Ralph, get back in your cage.
Is they are like continually loaded, so there's like a lot of chances for it to happen.
Come on, Ralph.
Oh wait, tall man's treasure is an enderpearl. Dude, I'm still proud of myself that I killed the freaking like enderman so soon.
Well, you know who else did? Memphis.
Huh?
Memphis.
Who's doing math?
Memphis is his username. Mephistopheles.
Orange veggie.
Yeah, I already said that.
I didn't hear that one, so. Dater and a big date.
Redstone powder. It's redstone
Yeah.
dust, right?
Yeah. Emerald is emerald.
Diamond pickaxe, cutlass of diamond.
Dude, I'm gonna make. You know what I should do? I'm gonna make emerald her coin.
Oh, the shield is Target. Or Target.
Dumbo, did you get it?
I don't. Oh.
I'm gonna instead of an emerald, it's gonna be a her coin.
Alright, well, I think we can call it here. So thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends. And as always, I will see y'all in the next video.
Make sure to tell all your friends, hey, I got this garbage show you should watch.
Alright, bye-bye.